MK12, Mortal Kombat 12. Now, for a long time, we all wonder, like, what is the next NRS game? Is it gonna be what Octavian wanted, Rexon Max wanted? Is it gonna be, Injustice 3, the game that everybody and their mama was waiting for? Was it gonna be MK12, the game that it's a safe bet, but hey, it's a new NetherRealm game, so we happy. Or was it going to be that new Marvel game that everybody was just like, man, how is it going to be? These NRS games, characters be stiff as a board. How am I going to be playing Magneto doing gravity squeeze? And, just being like, so, like, can barely move and stuff like that. How is it going to be? Well, it seems like it's been leaked by some, random dude, I'm guessing, who's wearing a toupee and a nice suit, at a Warner Brothers meeting, who basically said like, in this year we can be expecting Mortal Kombat 12 and the Suicide Squad movie that's gonna be coming out this year. So he basically spilled all the beans, the beans, the rice, the quesadillas, all that stuff. He just spilled it all on the floor. So Mortal Kombat 12 is the next game. Ed Boon came out and tweeted like, "Hey, did y'all hear about Injustice 3?" But it was too late. We had already got all the details and stuff like that. So Mortal Kombat 12 is the next game, gentlemen. How are we feeling about it? How do y'all feel about Tor not being in this one? I mean, I'm sorry, that wasn't the question. My bad. I apologize. Somebody wrote that in the notes. I got to fire 'em. But how do y'all feel about this game being the next one that's coming out? So and so and so, such and such. Starting with you, Mr. Gaming Left. How do you feel?
I mean, I think it's kind of funny that, like you said, this got leaked by some dude that probably was just like counting the money that these games gonna make. Well, we got and Mortal Kombat 12 is gonna make us a pretty penny this year, Billy. That and like you said, the movie and stuff like that. So it really wasn't even somebody that was probably, and we could be wrong with this, but I don't even think it's anybody that's like connected to the FGC that understands that whole thing and like the love of fighting. They just probably concerned about Warner Brothers IP, making them loads and loads of money. As recent Mortal Kombat's have done, they've made loads and loads of money. Um, but I think it's. I mean, I was really hoping for the next to be MK12. Steve was actually. I kind of actually would have been interested to see if it was that whole like Marvel thing, just to see what was going on, see how they handle it, how they tackle it. But hearing it is MK12, I'm not disappointed. A lot of people saying MK12. I heard some people say maybe it could be next year or whatever. I'm like, I knew for a fact. I'm like, I really believe MK12 was coming out this year. Um, maybe even Tekken could possibly even come out by the end of the year, maybe close next year early. Because I think they're gonna
YouTube
try to.
already leaked that us Tekken 8 is going to be out in 2024.
Well, yeah, okay, well that makes sense. But I think that even they still were probably thinking like, hey, we want to, Street Fighter Six looking kind of good, man. Like we just can't let them be the only. Because I mean, right now when you look at like the main games, like the big three, is Tekken, Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, and it's kind of been that way for a long time, kind of. Well, yeah, recently it's kind
Yeah,
of yeah, it's been
I
that way for
mean
a long time now.
when UMVC was really big, you can make a case like maybe MK or Tekken was out of the top three, but ever since UMVC 3 left, yeah.
Yeah, so that means that excuse me, that means that NRS is probably thinking like, hey man, Street Fighter Six looking kind of good, man. We can't let them just be out here for months on end, just having all this fun and putting out $1 million prize pools, and we gotta get in there too, man. And it's Warner Bros, so they got some bread too. So what if they thought, oh, are y'all gonna do $1 million for first place? All right, we throwing a NRS World Cup 5 million first place. Like, no, they just I just really think they were trying to get the game out in enough time to at least compete to get it out there. But I mean, Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat are two very different games, so it's I don't think one would swallow up the other one necessarily, even if they were like both kind of released close in proximity. Um, but yeah, I mean MK12. Rexon making. I actually thought about it earlier with with MK11 not having a Ferritor, and they might bring. I don't know. I've heard that people saying this was supposed to be like an ultimate game, like this bringing back all the characters like an Armageddon style, which
Stop
I'd be
giving
down
hope.
for. Was that?
Stop selling hope.
I mean, I'd be down for that if it's like that, as long as it's not like Armageddon in other aspects.
Yeah.
If it's like Armageddon in terms of the character select screen, I'll be fine with that. But in terms of
Right.
gameplay, nah. Because that was some knowledge use. Um,
If it's like Armageddon, I definitely can't play it for old dude running in my house and break my
Oh
door.
yeah. Give me the game.
yeah, parents. Really devoted parents of the religious of their religious practices. They really dedicate. You can't play nothing like that with a name like that in their house.
Mm-mm.
Um, but yeah, actually, one of our friends he posed a question, and I was thinking about this for MK12. Is like, who they are they gonna bring back everybody? Is this gonna be kind of a base roster? But also the most important thing we talked about, bring back the new blood. Y'all brought in Cassie Cage, Kunjin, Takeda, and Jackie and X. You only brought two of them back in 11. It's
Yeah.
like I feel like they kind of should just move it on to them. Like I mean, Takeda, especially since he's like Scorpion's not Scorpion's son, but he's Scorpion's protege, but Kenshi's
Yeah.
son. So you would think like he's a big player in this. Just like Cassie, she's literally Sonya and Johnny Cage's daughter. Jackie. She's literally Jax's daughter. So like I feel like we should, even Kung Jin, he's like a descendant of Kung Lao. Honestly, he would probably be one of the bigger players. Like he's a descendant of Kung Lao. So let's I hope we really get to see those characters come back.
Yeah, that would actually be really cool, man. I kind of feel like, I mean, it's cool that we know that MK12 is like going to be released, but I don't appreciate it being leaked like that. You know what I mean? Like, cause it,
And bro, old dude probably didn't even know what he was doing, man. He was just out there just happy he was going to make all kinds of money.
man, it's because I mean, all the setup, man, all the setup. Because remember, they didn't announce anything at the Game Awards. And it's like, oh yeah, we're not going to announce anything. And then it's like, how long? He's like, all right, great. And now at during Evo, we're going to announce after the tournament, we're going to announce MK12. It's going to be glorious. And then it's like, oh yeah, man, then it's just casually, leaked like at the beginning of the year, not even like a couple at the beginning of the year, man. Like we're not even out of February yet, like that, like Evo is months away and it's already the surprise has already been spoiled. So I mean, I'm a little sad about that. I would have liked to have in a different universe. I would have liked to see what the world would be like if we hadn't heard about it until it was actually time. If it had been kept under wraps. So that's a shame. But on the other hand, I'm glad that they're making another MK game. I'm kind of looking for. I think you know MK, I feel like I kind of sort of missed out on MK12 because I was like, oh well, yeah, they're gonna put Ferritor in the game eventually, right? Nope, didn't happen. And I mean, even like if you consider the fact that at the end of like the story for if you do like the story mode for Ferritor and you make it to the end, like Tor like dies, right? And like Farah becomes basically like Tor, like this big brawny, like person that like that somebody else becomes a writer of kind of thing. So I'm like, oh wow, like is that kind of like a generational thing? Like you become the caretaker of like another child, and then they become real strong, and then like it's just like a lineage kind of thing. Like I would have, I don't know, I kind of like to see that expanded on, and see like the where they would go with that character. It's like, oh yeah, I used to do this too. So I don't know. But I'm glad that they're making that like we have like a definitive like okay the game is going to be released and it's going to be released this year. That's cool. I like that. I just kind of wish it would have been if we I just kind of wish we could have gotten the oh man I can't believe it MK12 right now. I'm like all right, that's cool, MK12, but it doesn't have the impact it would have had if we had like if it had been revealed at
Yeah.
Evo. So
Can I say real quick, if we know Mortal Kombat has been in the tradition the past two games announce trailers with these hip hop collabs. Can we please get Kendrick Lamar for MK12? Like, do y'all know how fire that would be?
That would be cool.
Kendrick Lamar, the dude. I mean, he's Kung Fu Kenny. He's literally Kung Fu Kenny. Come on now.
You think he could get that violent for an MK track? Because 21 Savage got violent.
I mean, you ain't got to get violent like that. I mean, that's all 21 Savage knows. He's pew 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 pew, slap slap. Cut him. Like, yeah, I mean, although I wasn't a fan of that style, that the music with that MK11 trailer was just it was hype. Like stuff was kind of going to the beat. That was dope. But I mean, I don't think Wiz Khalifa when he did his, I don't think his track was like violent like that. It was just more of like a hype hip hop track.
Mhm.
Yeah, Ed Boon, if you're watching this podcast
We know
or
you are.
listening by any chance, I know you're a busy man. You got more chains than E does on his neck. So if you're watching this, please can you get Kendrick
You know
Lamar
he's
to do
watching.
the trailer,
Yeah, he's definitely watching, bro. Like,
please.
he's always like, "Yo, bro, what are these guys from Input Output saying this week?"
I
You
mean,
know.
Busta Rhymes, Eminem, somebody. Eminem, Busta Rhymes, Kendrick Lamar.
Now, Buster Rhymes, like that would be pretty sick. Yeah.
Well, as far as my thoughts on MK12, um, it's so MC Amazing taught me this word, so it sucks that some random nice suit pleb, uh, you know, just came out and announced it like that. Some commoner, but
NPC.
it's just unfortunate how it was basically announced because Ed Boon was doing a good job of keeping us like clinched in our seats. I mean,
hmm
everybody kind of had an idea it was MK12, but didn't nobody want to put anything past Ed Boon. And then this dude basically comes out like, this year we're gonna make so much money. MK12 and Suicide Squad. And so he basically just came out and just, spilled all the frojito. I think that's the Spanish word for beans. But yeah,
Frijoles.
frijoles. There we go. So it was unfortunate to hear it that way. Now, when I first heard that MK12 was coming out, the first thing for some reason that came to my mind was, is it going to be on PS4? We got Street Fighter 6 coming out on PS4. Tekken's not coming out on PS4. So is MK going to be a straight new
Oh.
generational game? That's
Mm.
what I was wondering. And if it's not, then that's really pushing the FGC forward to just like, look, we finished this. We have to go ahead and go to PS5. Because you can play Guilty Gear Strive on the PS5. Um, and basically, those are the main three games that can be played on the PS5. Street Fighter 6, MK, Tekken, Guilty Gear Strive, so four. So it's really pushing us into this era of like PlayStation now with the PCs. People was talking about PCs, but Jabali has come out and said like to be able to get PCs at scale. For example, when Defending North was given PCs, they weren't given that much is compared to like a CEO. Let's just say Defending North was given like 50 PCs. They had to go and like put all the games on those PCs
hmm
themselves. They were just given the PCs, so somebody had to take time out to do it. So Beta was like, if we did it, I'd have to get 300 PCs, and then somebody would have to put the games on 300 PCs, then like ship them, then
Yeah.
like have somebody manage them. It's just a lot. So basically, he's going to PS5. We know Evo is going to PS5. If Evo is going to PS5, then most likely Combo Worker is going to PS5. Most everybody's going to PS5. So that's the first thing that came to my mind. But outside of the technicals, I mean, I wanted Injustice 3, but oh well, I'm a Jack fan, so not getting what you want is kind of normal at this point. But it is what it
Hmm.
is.
One day.
don't don't give me hope. But it is what it is. Mortal Kombat, I'm sure it's gonna be a great game. Now you listen to different MK pros, and people I ask like, what do you want to see from MK11 go to MK12, and people be like, nothing at all. You know, so you know, but we all know with NRS fans, it's kind of hard to gauge what they want or what they like. So, they get the game and be like, "Oh my gosh, we got a new game," and then within like 6 months, they're like, "This is the most garbage piece of trash I've ever
What's
played."
the next game?
So, so
Mm.
that's kind of is what it is. But hopefully this game comes out. It's fantastic. You suck, Ed Boon. It wasn't Injustice 3, but hey man, we understand sometimes. It's hard out here for a game developer. But
Mhm.
yeah, anybody else got anything to add before we get up out of here?